right, so the Mavs just took game 4 after 3 games with varying levels of disappointment. You know, you had some defensive struggles, you had some offensive struggles, you obviously had the blowout, you had everyone criticizing Luka's defense and Kyrie's defense to a lesser extent, and everyone outside of Luka and Kyrie not really being able to create consistent offense at all. The Celtics just being a more connected offensive team, just being a better defense, like locking them up, and just even when they weren't making threes, which everyone was like, oh yeah, the Celtics are just not gonna they're not gonna not shoot good from 3 ever again, and they shot 37%, which is a lot better. You know, all that stuff aside, the Celtics just looking like, all right, they're the better team. They're dominant, this and third, right? Which is still true. I mean, but you have game 4 in which the Mavs just as a whole, especially starting with Luka, just so much more effort on the defensive end, so much hustle plays, so much just rotations, snappy rotations, offensive and defensive, and pushing the pace, you know, dictating the situation. In the game, they said, yeah, being the instigator, not the retaliator. And I think that's a perfect example of what happened. So to be honest, I think they have a chance. If any team could make this 0-3 comeback, you know, obviously it's never happened in NBA history. History was made to be, what was it? Records are meant to be broken. Yeah, whatever. So, you know, if anyone could do it, they have the best offensive player in the series. They arguably have the second best offensive player. I mean, obviously Kyrie, it wasn't out there scoring 30 PPG, but like just in terms of offensive capability, not even just in scoring, but also in playmaking, setting the tone, you have Kyrie as well. And then when you have players playing the defense that they played tonight, and you have pushing the pace offensively, you know, actually getting back into that lob game. Lively, you know, if Lively can make a 3 shoot, because I mean, yeah, Lively obviously he was shooting in the draft process. They said, okay, boom, he made like 14 threes in front of a crowd. He's making threes in high school, he's making a little bit of threes in Duke. Like, this is obviously the NBA, and a lot of centers can shoot threes in practice, not in game. Lively made a 3 before Tim Hardaway Jr. in the playoffs. So if we could just get obviously Lively playing good the way he played tonight, and also just, you feel me, if he could even be a potential threat as a floor spacer, that unlocks so much even more for the offense. But obviously, yeah, you can't just expect that just out of nowhere. But like, yeah, the fact that you just had that kind of player ran would command defensive attention, you know, open up the paint. And the paint was so much more open this game, even then, not even just because of Porzingis not playing, but even like in game 3, like the paint did not feel nearly as open as it felt in this game a lot of times. And, you know, a lot of people were also saying, oh yeah, the refs, or people were saying, oh, the Celtics were resting because they wanted to win the chip in Boston or whatever. And personally, I feel like, why would they want to prolong the series any more than it needs to be prolonged? You know what I mean? Why would they want to do that? You're trying to get home, you're trying to get out of there. Moreover, so that's cope from any Celtics fan who says that. And then moreover, on the ref side, I think it's kind of nasty to say, oh yeah, the refs just gave them the win because the sweep is bad, blah, 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 blah. Why would they have them go down 3-0 in the first place if it was a sweep? Like, you know, people are just very selective of when they want to invoke the name of the refs, and it's very nasty business. But anyway, yeah, the Mavs got some more calls tonight. Obviously, Luka has some more calls, but the calls that Luka got were not any different from the calls he got in the previous game. So I don't understand how you're just gonna say, oh yeah, the refs this, the refs that. It doesn't really make any sense to me. But yeah, I think it's comeback season as the game's shutting down right now as I speak. And yeah, Mavs in 7. I said Mavs in 6, Mavs in 7. And I know that, man, Tim Hardaway Jr. decided to get play my career and shoot 5 threes, 5 out of 6 in garbage time, that he better not play a single minute outside of garbage time again. Thank you, Jason Kidd. You know, the one good thing you did, you stopped playing an 11-man rotation. After freaking 3 games, it took you 3 games to not play an 11-man rotation. But yeah, finally decided, yeah, let me try to play Josh Green and Derrick Jones Jr. over Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, finally. And then decide which guard you want in the rotation, whether that's Dante Exum or Jaden Hardy. They make different things, but you decide which one you want and just distribute those other minutes among the wings that can guard Tatum and Brown, and then Luka and Kyrie, obviously, and stop taking Luka and Kyrie out in the nasty moments. So yeah, if this kind of intensity is continued, I believe Mavs in 7.